outside. It's my backyard. Look at that. I don't know who else is tuning in right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in, brothers and sisters. We're starting this cylinder head job. Cylinder head replacement, timing chain replacement. 2008 Chevrolet Cobalt XFE. That is right, XFE. Let me get you rotated here. And there's Brandon McComb. What's up, brother? How you doing? How in the hell am I gonna rotate this around? I want to rotate this around, but yeah. Kaboom! There she is. 2.2 liter Ecotech 4-banger. That's right. And we gotta start yanking everything apart. I think it goes without saying that you need to put your car on jack stands and support the vehicle, which I've got it supported with jack stands. Don't know how well you guys can see. It is starting to get dark. I'm not gonna be able to get much of anything else done, but I'll just at least start pulling some things apart here. So I guess I'll show you guys the first couple of steps anyway in doing this. Don't mind me, I'm out of breath. The jack that I used was very, very heavy. It wasn't that one. It was actually my my brother's jack. Very heavy 4-ton jack. Yeah. Okay. So first things first is I need to get some tunes. I need to get some tunes rocking here. It was okay. It was lagging a little bit. I guess it disconnected me and then it reconnected when I went out of the app. All right. Stuff gloves. And you're gonna need plenty of these fuckers. Oh yes, by the way, this is the 92 S10 that is still parked in those pictures that you see in my intro. Let me put some gloves on there first real quick. Brandon McComb, it's time for your appointment. Just kidding. Love you guys. All right, so the first things first is we need to get to the valve cover first. We need to remove the valve cover. So it's pretty easy, and yeah, it is all I listen to. So what we need to do is attack the air box first. This platinum, everything here. I still haven't grabbed my tools yet. Let me grab my tools. Let me show you this funny shit, actually. I gotta show you this. Now, I'm not planning on streaming this whole thing. I'm actually gonna record it and make a video, but there's all my tools that I brought home from work and all the stuff right here from GM that I printed out. My fender cover and my box of tools. Many a tool. There we go. As it proceeds to fall off the car and on the ground. That's cool. All right, let me get my tools. Oh man, this is literally about 50 or 60 pounds. It's heavy. Okay. Whew. All right, what are my comments like? I don't know, I got 5 people watching. Hi, everybody. Kyle Smith, what's up? It's a little toasty. What's up, Zeb Rush? All right, first things first, we need a 10 millimeter. So, in my box of, and I hear a cat. I don't know. I have severe ADD. All right, so here's what we're gonna grab. Did I grab my 3/8? Yes, I did. No, did I grab my 3/8? I don't think I did. It's all right. I got this thing. You guys have seen this one before. Y'all saw this one before. Yeah. Okay, so got that. And let me grab these more tools back here. I need this and my 10 mil, which is this one. Yes. I know I'm doing a lot of talking and not a whole lot of actually doing stuff, but I'm eventually going to need both hands. So eventually, but we're going to grab this little extension and we're going to put it on there with a 10 mil socket, just like like that. It's an electric ratchet, 14.4. It's a snap-on. It's nice. Then we're going to set it to loosen. And we're gonna zap these bolts here. I don't know how well you guys can see, but like I said, it's actually getting dark. So we're gonna remove that, and then we need a long flat bladed screwdriver, which I happen to have, actually broken one. No, actually, let's grab this bastard. This little guy right here, little flat blader. And in order to take this air tube off, I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see that, but there is a, now my comments are in the way, go figure. My comments are in the way. I don't know how well you can see. This right here, that I'm tapping on is just a flat bladed screwdriver. It goes, you have to unloosen that clamp to pull this air box out. So, getting started. And I'd like to be able to, well, I'll put you guys down because I need both hands. All right. So it's pretty much just like I said, it's a band clamp. So it's just a band clamp. You loosen it and just pulls off the throttle body like that. Got my clamps here. We're gonna move this, and I gotta get pliers here, which I happen to have my pliers right here. And we're going to get this hose clamp off. Hey, look at that. Got it pulled. Oh yeah, and this stupid secondary air line here. Which I hate stupid secondary air injection. It's total farce and bullshit. I'm gonna clamp that off real quick. Hold on. And yeah, look at this going here. As my phone's gonna slide off. Get the clamp real going there. Sorry, you're like in my armpit right now. There's a reason why I work alone. There we go. Okay, so now we got it. Waiting for my shit to come back. Whoop, you guys are upside down. There we go. So we got this clove, that off of there. Now this is gonna out of my way. Ain't nothing plastic bullshit anyways. So we have our air box, the bottom half of the air box here anyway. Just gonna, you just give it a tug, and there's supposed to be 2 bolts here, but I only have 1. Let's give it a nice firm squeeze, and hey, look, the air box is out. How about that? NASCAR diecast, what's up? Drops phone, takes it forever to get the phone back. Right? Smoke Carbon, what's up, my brother? Like I said, I'm not gonna stream this whole damn thing tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm just kind of getting a head start for tonight. Sniff, sniff, you. All right. So another helpful tool, this right here. It's just a panel popper tool. I think it's actually pretty large, but we gotta take this secondary air line out away from the bottom of the air box, and you see my engine air filter. I'll stick that little bastard over there on the S10. And this clamp, it's tough to see, but there's a little thing right there, which I'm gonna try and get broken free, which is, again, all this is really difficult to film one-handed eventually. And I will show you. There we go. There we go. Okay, there's the bottom half of the air box. And this little hole at the bottom, right there, was being held on with that secondary air line. So, yeah, looks up at the sky. I know. It's starting to get dark. As a matter of fact, the International Space Station, we can actually see we're going to be able to see the International Space Station at about 7:59 p.m. here in Connecticut. So, think about that panel popper thing. I know. It's a lovely tool. It literally just slides in between a clip, like, you know, panel poppers. And it's a lifesaver. Really is. Really is. It's phenomenal. All right, so we got the secondary air line that's just still kind of hanging there. I'm going to try and just kind of wiggle it out of the way for now. There's the motor mount. I think next we're gonna attack are my coils. And again, those are also 10 mil. And just loosen them up. And just loosen them up. There's 4 of them. I charged you. How dare you? How dare you not? How dare you not loosen up? I charged you before I left work. Gotta undo these clips here. Push back on the gray part. Push back on that. And then you can push down and back and unhook your coils that way. Like I said, cylinder 3, which is this one right here. Cylinder 3 right here had low compression. So that's why we're doing this cylinder head replacement. And we're gonna go ahead and, I'm sorry, pull our coils out. Do you need to number them? No, really don't need to number them. I'm just gonna pull them out. Don't need to pull, you don't need to number them. Now I'm just kind of sticking everything over there. Yeah. All right, before you guys all start disappearing on me, hopefully you guys like that first little part. I wish I could do more, but you guys are starting to lose it a little bit. It's already been 13 minutes. Damn. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Brandon McCollum, you're going to like this video, I promise. Anybody who's automotive inclined is going to enjoy this. So be on the lookout for it soon when we do the official recording. Be safe. Have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good Friday night. Enjoy the Xfinity race. There's an Xfinity race tonight, right? Yeah. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna attack this shit, and I'm gonna attack it tomorrow as well. Be on the lookout for a good video. I'm out of here. My brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. Deuces. Okay, so pretty much all we've done so far was remove the air box, which top or bottom half right here. No, that's my top half, I'm sorry. But I removed this air baffle. And the air baffle is real easy. You just unclip the 2 clips there. There's a hose here that you just remove the clamp and pull it out. And then here, you can see that that's just a little flat blade. You reach in there, pulls out. And the bottom half of your air box, which I have laying over here, it kind of sits in, obviously like this, over the motor mount. There's 2 10mm fasteners, one here and one here. You want to do those, and you kind of just give the thing a good pull out, kind of towards the firewall. You kind of just pull out like that, and it comes out. Now, if you are like me and you have secondary air, you also have to remove this clamp. You just move it, and it comes out just like a hose clamp. There's also a clamp, little tab right there, that it goes here. So it is also very helpful for you to have something like this. It's a panel popper tool. And so that's where I'm at. I've removed the coils. Don't need to really remove the coils. But yeah, you remove the coils just like that. Let's just, okay. So they're in there like that, right? So move the silver part back and press down on the black. And this just, they're held in by a 10mm screw, and just pull them out like that. Easy peasy. So like I said, we're doing the cylinder head replacement, and we're also doing the timing chains as well. So we need to get to the cylinder head. What we need to do next is actually deactivate the fuel. Come over here to the fuse block and remove it. And on this particular case for the Chevy Cobalt, there we go, I do it one-handed, but for the Chevy Cobalt, fuel pump relay is numbers right here, which is here in the fuse block. Fuel pump relay is number, it doesn't give me a number, that's lovely, but it's this one right here. if you're looking at it, this is the fuel pump relay. We're gonna pull it and try to start the vehicle. There we go. And just be careful because you are in the air. You don't want this thing rolling down. That should be it right there. Should be empty of its fuel. Yeah, so like I said, so the next step is we're gonna attack this fuel rail. What we're gonna do here is, what you do is pull this clamp, just kind of pull this out, like so, from the top. It just comes up like that. You pull it down, and it literally will just come out like that. And then what you need is your fuel quick disconnect. It's a 3/8. What you'll do is you'll wrap it around like that, and you're gonna need 2 hands for this, but you push up, push down on the fuel line, and it'll disconnect. Let me see if I can angle it. So what you'll do is you push up, push down on the fuel rail, and just like that. I take my fuel line and I just kind of bent it back like that. It's not kinked, so it's no big deal. Alright, you can tell we're losing light pretty fast here. I'll do this next part and probably pack it up for the night, but anyway, I got my light here. And the next thing that I'm looking at is I've got this line from the coolant overflow tank, which is over here, and it runs across. I want to disconnect this, but I also have, it goes underneath my purge valve line here. So what we're going to do is disconnect this purge valve line. Just gonna pull this out of the way, and we could probably pull it, I don't know if I want to go this way or the other way, but we're gonna want to disconnect this, pull this out of the way so we can get this unconnected and swing it over that way. Alright, hey everybody, that dude named Dale back. Sorry, it's really early in the morning and I can't make a whole lot of noise. It's like 6:30 in the morning, but this is how far I've gotten. And I've got the valve cover off. So there's our timing chains. So what I did was I ended up having to remove the purge solenoid. I went a little further with these fuel lines. Everything was pretty much held in by a 10 or a 13mm bolt. I took the throttle body off. That's just 4 10mm bolts, and I have rag covering this. So now we've got the valve cover, and check this out. I'm glad I bought timing chains. Not the worst that I've ever seen, but also should not have play. So I'm glad I did that. So, yeah, there's the valve cover, and you can see, other than that, it's a good engine. Like I said, I change my oil every 3,000 miles. Take a look at the engine and take a look at how clean this is. There's no sludge in there. Why? Because I change my oil every 3,000 miles with full synthetic oil. Guys, do not skimp on your oil changes. I don't care what the auto manufacturer suggests or what the oil manufacturer suggests or even what your favorite YouTube mechanic says. Change your oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Remember, this is a 2008 Chevy Cobalt. It's a 2.2-liter Ecotec problematic 4-cylinder that always has timing chain issues and oil consumption issues. It's because people don't change the oil in them often enough, and they run into those problems. This vehicle did not have a timing chain issue or oil consumption problems whatsoever. So this is the proof right here. 3,000 to 5,000 miles, change your oil. It's the best thing you could do for the longevity of your engine. Don't skimp on your oil changes. So change your oil, people, because this engine looks really good. This head looks really good anyway. So, but unfortunately, cylinder 3, these little right here, those are all burnt up, those valves. So the next step, we're gonna have to remove this hose because we gotta pull the cylinder head. So I'm gonna try working on the intake here next, and there's plenty of 10mm bolts here that hold this damn intake on, and we're gonna have to go probably underneath and get more bolts under there, but that's what I'm tacking next. Starting to get a little more daylight. I apologize for not showing every single bolt and nut and step, but so after I did that, I just went and took the exhaust, my cover off, and this bolt down here really worried me. It was a 13 mil, it was a stud, and it was really rusty. If I can find it, it's over here somewhere. It might mess up my pile, but yeah, that's the manifold cover, the heat shield if you want to call it. And then next thing I did was I came under here, took the tire off, I removed all the plastic shielding, and this here is the crankshaft pulley. And what I did, you have to set the timing, especially when you're doing a new cylinder head. How do you know it's at top dead center? Okay, I'll show you. Take a screwdriver. I did remove the spark plugs. You see down in there, that's the top of the piston, way down in there. I removed my spark plugs. Stuck this screwdriver in, just like that. Then you come down here, got a 21 millimeter bolt, and this engine rotates clockwise. And as I spin, you'll see as I spin the engine, you'll see it's going down. And goes back up. That's about where it should be. That's TDC. See the little timing marks here. How do you know you're at TDC? Well, here is, I don't know how well you can see that, but you see how it says intake? This is obviously your intake side on the front. That's the intake side. This is the exhaust side. And you see that it says exhaust on that one right there, that triangle. You want these to be, you want the exhaust to be at 10 o'clock, and you want the intake at about 2 o'clock. That's how you know you're at TDC and you are good to go. That's how you figure out where TDC is. You gotta time the engine first in order before you put the cylinder head on. So, yeah, that's what you just gotta do. So now that we're timed at TDC, you see that we're at the top there. Our crank bolt is there. We can go ahead and remove the exhaust, start working, remove this guide, take our sprockets out, and remove the timing chain. And that's what we're gonna do next. So I apologize. There's a lot less that I got recorded, and I'm out of breath. But we did it. How about that? Cylinder head's off. I wanted to take the bolts out there at the catalytic converter, but there was no way in hell that was happening. Those bolts are so rusted, it was not happening. So I just had to, these two bolts back here for this exhaust were an absolute bear to get to, but you just need to be patient and work with it, and you'll eventually get it. I got my side cover off here, and everything. My God, I am ripe, as you couldn't tell. Look at the sweat that's just rolling off of me. But yeah, the cylinder head is off. There's the old, and what we're gonna do is tip this. There's the, is that my exhaust? That is my exhaust. That's the exhaust gasket right there. Let's take a look at these valves. Oh yeah, baby, look at that. Look at that. So, cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3. Look at how burnt that valve is. This is the exhaust side. This is the exhaust side. This is the intake side. And look, I have a cracked valve. Look at it. It's cracked right there. It's cracked. I have a cracked valve. And look at how burnt these are. They're all burnt. That's where my misfire was. Cylinder 3. You for being the bane of my existence in this car for the past 3 years. There's the cams. Cams look great. I could have reused the cams if I was going to go through General Motors and actually get the head from GM, which they wouldn't have given me cams. I could have reused these.
Really glad I dodged that bullet, because GM's strike actually started the Sunday before I did this job. So if I had ordered a cylinder head through GM, I still would not have gotten it. And it's October 13th, 2019. So I'm really glad I went aftermarket on this one.
But cylinder head's out. And I've already got my primary timing chains out. So I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna work on those balance shafts as I drip sweat on my phone. And yeah, we're gonna come back, throw the new head on it, get the new balance chain, new timing chain parts on there, clean up these cylinders, clean up the head, put the new head on there, and pretty much reinstall everything. Hell yeah, buddy. Alright, still got a nice little junkyard of a mess over here. The damn sun, you'll see, has moved vastly because my exhaust studs snapped. The one thing that I was worried about, and I was right, my exhaust studs decided to snap. So, but I have the cylinder head surface cleaned up good, ready to take the new cylinder head gasket. One thing that you'll notice, oh man, I got coolant in my bolt holes here for the head bolts. There's a trick for that. There's a trick. Take some shop rags, that's what I got. Put them in your two lowermost pistons, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take one of our old head bolts. And we're just gonna start running it in. What that does is it runs the coolant out from the hole. And you put the rags there to prevent it from having to do that. Just a little tip or trick. So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up. I'm gonna put the head gasket in, drop the new, well, not drop it, not slam it in there, but we're gonna put the new head on, bolt everything back up, and hope everything is hunky-dory. And then when we're done with that, we still have to attack the balance chain assembly down there at the bottom. By the way, cylinder head bolts are 15s, and you do not reuse these. I'm just using the old ones so that I can push coolant out of the bore. But, yep. Out with the old, in with the new. Total head replacement, complete head replacement. Camshaft, valve springs, everything. The only thing that we had to carry over was obviously my intake studs and the exhaust studs, and that's what I said earlier. Damn exhaust studs. I had 4 of them break on me. 7 a.m. Sunday morning. Back at it. This is where we've come. New cylinder heads on. I just got to bolt the intake in. The exhaust I also got to bolt in. I just got the bolts on there for right now. Got my front timing cover back on. Did my timing chains, the balance chains. I got to put the tensioner on, the motor mount. Move my oil cap there. And yeah, put the throttle body back on. Pretty much once I'm done putting the crank bolt back on down there, I got to tighten that bastard down. I'm pretty much done on the bottom here. Just got to go put the tensioner back on, put my serpentine belt back on, put the mount back on, and then I'm done over here. So everything's pretty much at the top. Just gotta get the exhaust bolted back up, get the intake bolted back up, all the wiring and the fuel injectors and things like that. And yeah, not too much work today, just a lot of little things. So we got to get started. So ladies and gentlemen, I really apologize that I did not get all the footage that I wanted to. I was in get it done mode and I didn't realize that my phone had died. So fortunately, the last half of putting everything together didn't really record, but I'm in my car and she's running and there's no check engine light and she's running like a top and I have no misfires. It's beautiful.
So I'm sitting here editing and I didn't even realize that I give you guys a proper outro. Like, I didn't even do that. Like, I apologize for that because, you know, like I said, my phone had died and I was just working. At that point, it was Sunday. I was just working, trying to get everything done. So I apologize for not having recorded as much as I did. I would have really loved to have gotten more footage, but the phone ended up dying and I just kept working. So I didn't even give you guys a proper outro either. So here's what it is. It's been about a month, a little less than a month. Got about 600 miles on it and the car is running phenomenally. There's no check engine light. This car is running so much smoother. It's the smoothest it's ever ran. And I've owned this vehicle for 5.5 years. And as a matter of fact, I just paid this vehicle off. So I've been running it, driving it for 5 years. It's never run this good. It really has never run this good. I've done so many things to this Cobalt. I am like this with this car. I have done so much to this vehicle. I've gotten real intimate with this car, and this is the first time that I've ever done a major engine job ever. Like, this is the first time I've actually stepped into A-level technician stuff, like A-level, like ASE certified A-level work, you know, engine work. And I'm just really stinking happy. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I don't mean to humble brag, but you know, I did so good. I did. I'm so proud of myself, so happy, and this is the feeling that it is how you should feel when you accomplish something like this, whether it be a cylinder head replacement or even something like changing a light bulb. That's why I make these videos. I want to empower you and make you feel like you can do it, and you know what, save some bucks too. That job that I did that you just watched was going to be a $2,000 job if I had done it at the dealership where I work. That job cost me, the parts cost me about 800 bucks. So I saved a lot of money doing that job myself. Granted, it was a little bit of a pain in the ass. I wasted a whole weekend, but you know what? It's just fine. I love it. I love the car. I love the way that it's been driving since. No check engine light. It'll pass emissions with flying colors now. So just awesome. Just awesome. So I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all the people who, you know, I bought parts from Summit Racing. Coils, I used the Coils, the timing chain kit, both the balance chain and the timing chain kit. Both of those, I think, came from Summit Racing. A big shout out and thank you to J&C Enterprises for the remanufactured head. They're located out of West Virginia, and that head is an excellent quality stuff right there. And like I said, they came in clutch because the GM strike, like I mentioned in the video, had started the weekend prior, which means if I had to order a GM cylinder head, I still wouldn't have seen it. It's October 13th. I still would not have seen that head. So big thank you to them for having that available as well. None of these people sponsored this video. I just wanted to give them a shout out because that's just how I do. It's just how I roll. Everything's gone real smooth. Everything's been fantastic. You know, I'm just real happy that I did this major job and everything went without a hitch. I mean, I had to top off a little bit of coolant. Or, you know, it only took about a half a gallon, and that was a mixed half a gallon. Like, it wasn't a half a gallon of coolant, half a gallon of water. Like, it was a mixed half a gallon. Didn't have to top off the oil. Everything went nice and smooth. And, you know, the only thing that I did otherwise was I put everything together. I left the spark plugs and the coils out of it and just hooked the battery back up. I turned the engine over, and you could hear it in the video where you know, where it was skipping because it had low compression on cylinder 3. It was just cranking, and it was beautiful. But I did that to, you know, I did that to get oil pressure into the head and everything else, so that it didn't start up real dry. And then when I fired it right up, and those guys on Snapchat, you guys saw that, but I fired it right up, and I was just so happy. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So, like I said, a big thank you to every single one of you who tuned in. That dude named Dale. Pleased, honored, and humbled that you guys tuned in and watched this cylinder head replacement. Like I said, I wish I got a little more specific. Wish I had a little bit more for you, but unfortunately, you know, just the way that we would have it on our channel, my phone would die and phone died, and you know, something always has to go wrong in the videos, because I would have loved to have shown every nut and bolt, but unfortunately that was just not the case. So the Cobalt is not a hard vehicle. There's nothing to it, especially my Cobalt. There's really nothing to it. So for those that are mechanically inclined, you know, it's easy. It's easy. You know, it took me 16 hours to do that job. You know, dawn to dusk on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. I was just trying to get it done. I was just trying to get everything done at that point, you know. And I bet you I could go back in now and do that job even faster, because, you know, for 16 hours and having done it on my back, quote unquote, in my driveway to do that job, I did all right. Like I said, it was the first time that I ever did any A-level technician stuff. So, you know, I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I think that was about it. Please feel free to leave comments down there at the bottom. If you have any questions, I'll feel free to answer them. I always like to say, you know, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell and the subscribe button. This way you get notified anytime I put up a video you know, be it NASCAR, video games, or automotive stuff, whatever the case may be. I appreciate every single one of you that tune in and watch, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. And you know, if you have a question, please feel free to leave it there, and you know, all the fun stuff. Share with your boyfriend, share with your girlfriend, your wife, husband, you know, your best friend, whatever the case may be, because I love helping you guys out. I love showing you guys the automotive stuff, because it's really not that difficult. Automotive stuff is not that difficult. At least this wasn't anyway. So I end my videos always with be safe, have fun. I will see you guys on the next video. And for you automotive people, I always like to sign off with, if you didn't know, now you know. I am out of here. That dude named Dale signing off. I'm out of here. Deuces.